The boss's mother froze when she heard the cleaning lady playing his missing daughter's song. The Caldwell mansion stood like a monument to grief that September afternoon. Heavy burgundy velvet curtains blocked out the golden sunset, and in the main parlor, surrounded by old photographs and empty frames, Katherine Caldwell sat with her eyes squeezed shut. She was 54, but her face carried the weight of 1,000 lifetimes. On top of the grand piano rested a bouquet of fresh white lilies, just like every Wednesday for the past 20 years. 20 years since her daughter Lily had disappeared. Katherine's fingers traced the golden pendant she never took off, a small musical key with the initials LC engraved on it. Lily had been only 7 years old the last time she'd seen her. She remembered those chestnut curls, that crystalline laugh, those tiny hands playing the piano with an impossible grace for someone so young. The girl had vanished on a rainy afternoon at the downtown market. One moment of distraction, a scream, and then nothing, just silence and infinite pain. Michael, her eldest son, was 27 now, a successful businessman but emotionally distant. He barely remembered his sister. He'd built emotional walls so high that not even his own mother could scale them. He ran the family export company with an iron fist, but his heart remained locked tight. Katherine watched him from afar, knowing he carried invisible scars, too. The house needed a new housekeeper. The previous one had quit without explanation. Just like so many others, nobody could stand the sadness that inhabited those stone walls. That morning, a young woman knocked on the service door. Her name was Lucy Parker. She was 27, with brown hair pulled back in a simple braid and honey-colored eyes that seemed to hold ancient secrets. She wore clean but worn clothes. Her resume was brief. She'd worked cleaning houses, watching kids, serving at restaurants. She'd never known her parents, grew up in an orphanage, briefly adopted by a family who returned her at 14 because of financial problems. "I just need a chance, ma'am," Lucy said in a soft but firm voice. "I'm a hard worker, and..." She hesitated a moment. "I like houses with history." Katherine hired her without thinking twice. There was something about that gaze, something familiar she couldn't explain. The first few days passed in respectful silence. Lucy cleaned with an almost reverent care, as if each object were sacred. She'd pause in front of family photographs, studying them with a strange intensity. Michael barely noticed her, busy with his meetings and contracts. But then the impossible happened. It was Wednesday afternoon. Katherine was resting in her room when she heard a melody that froze her blood. Someone was playing the piano, not just any melody. It was that melody. The song Lily had composed all by herself at 7 years old on a spring afternoon. A unique composition, never written down, that existed only in Katherine's memory and heart. Butterfly notes, Lily had called it. Katherine descended the stairs, gripping the banister, her heart pounding violently, her legs trembled. The pendant felt like molten lead against her chest. In the parlor, seated at the piano with her hands moving across the keys with impossible precision, was Lucy. She played with her eyes closed, completely absorbed. The notes flowed exact, identical, perfect. Every nuance, every pause, every minor chord that Lily had invented 2 decades ago. "How?" Katherine's voice was barely a broken whisper. Lucy's eyes flew open. Startled, she jumped up, knocking over the bench. "I'm sorry, ma'am, I saw it was open and I don't know why, but my hands..." Lucy stared at her own hands like they belonged to someone else. "This melody, I've known it forever. I don't know from where, I just feel like it's part of me." Katherine collapsed onto the sofa, unable to breathe. Tears fell uncontrolled. Michael ran in when he heard the commotion. "Mom, what happened?" He looked at Lucy with suspicion. "What did you do?" I'm so sorry." Lucy backed away, terrified. But Katherine raised her hand, stopping them both. "That song," her voice trembled. "Only one person in the world knew it. My daughter, my Lily." The silence became thick, unbearable. Lucy felt a sudden dizziness. Fragments of images flashed through her mind. Small hands on white keys. A woman's voice singing. The scent of gardenias. A golden pendant gleaming. "That's impossible," Michael muttered. "It's just a coincidence." But Katherine stared at Lucy like she was seeing a ghost. And deep in her wounded soul, an impossible hope began to awaken. She rose slowly, never taking her eyes off Lucy. The young woman stood frozen, her hands still trembling from the music that had poured out of them without permission. "Where did you learn that?" Catherine's voice cracked. "Please, I need to know." Lucy shook her head, confusion written all over her face. I've never had piano lessons. Not that I remember. I grew up in an orphanage and we didn't have..." She stopped abruptly, her hand flying to her temple. "Why does my head hurt when I try to remember?" Michael stepped between them, protective. "Mom, you need to sit down. You're not thinking clearly." "I'm thinking perfectly clearly." Catherine's eyes never left Lucy. "That melody was never recorded, never written down. Lily made it up one afternoon when she was 6, and we played it together until..." She couldn't finish. Lucy's legs gave out and she sank back onto the piano bench. Her fingers reached for the keys again, hesitant, like they were drawn by an invisible force. She touched one note, then another, the beginning of the melody again. "I see a woman," Lucy whispered, her eyes unfocused. "She has dark hair. She's smiling. She smells like flowers, gardenias, and she's singing, but I can't see her face clearly." Katherine let out a sob. "I wore gardenia perfume every day until..." She touched the pendant at her throat. "Until you disappeared." "Mom, stop." Michael's voice was sharp now, almost desperate. "This isn't healthy, she's just..." "I'm not trying to manipulate anyone," Lucy interrupted, looking up at Michael with those honey-colored eyes. "I don't even understand what's happening. But that song, it's like it's been living inside me my whole life, and I didn't know it was there until now." The grandfather clock in the hall chimed 5 times. Breaking the spell, Lucy stood quickly, smoothing her apron with shaking hands. "I should get back to work. I'm sorry for the disturbance." "No." Catherine's command stopped her at the door. "Stay, please, just stay." Lucy looked between Catherine's desperate face and Michael's suspicious glare. Something in her chest felt like it was cracking open, or maybe healing. She couldn't tell which. "Okay," she said quietly. "I'll stay." As she left the room, Katherine sank back onto the sofa, her hand pressed against her heart where the pendant lay. Michael stood stiff and silent beside her. "She could be anyone, Mom. Someone who heard about Lily, who researched..." "No one knows that song," Katherine whispered. "No one but me and Lily." Outside, Lucy leaned against the hallway wall, her whole body trembling. In her mind, fragments continued to surface, running through marble corridors, the warmth of an embrace, a voice calling, "My little butterfly," and underneath it all, a terror so profound she couldn't face it. She didn't know who she was anymore, or maybe she was finally starting to remember. That night, Katherine couldn't sleep. She lay in bed staring at the ceiling, her mind replaying the melody over and over. Lucy's hands on the keys, the exact tempo, the subtle pauses that only Lily had known to make. Around 3 a.m, she gave up trying to rest and went downstairs. The house was dark except for a thin strip of light coming from under the kitchen door. Lucy was sitting at the small table, a cup of tea untouched in front of her, staring at nothing. "Can't sleep either?" Katherine asked softly. Lucy jumped, then relaxed when she saw who it was. "I keep having these, I don't know if they're dreams or memories. They feel real, but they can't be." Katherine sat down across from her. Up close, in the soft kitchen light, she could see details she'd missed before. The way Lucy's left eyebrow arched slightly higher than the right, the tiny scar on her chin, the way she twisted a strand of hair around her finger when she was nervous. Lily had done all those things. "Tell me about them," Katherine said gently. "The dreams." Lucy wrapped her hands around the mug, seeking warmth. "There's a big house with marble floors. I'm small, maybe 7 or 8. I'm running, and someone's chasing me, but in a good way, playing. There's laughter, and then..." She paused, her brow furrowing. "Then it changes. Same place, but it's raining. I'm outside somewhere crowded. People everywhere, and someone grabs my hand, but it's the wrong hand, wrong person. I try to scream, but nothing comes out." Catherine's breath caught. The market. It had been raining that day. "What else do you remember?" "About before the orphanage." "Nothing," Lucy's voice cracked. It's like my life started at 7 years old in a cold room with white walls. The workers there said I was found wandering near St. Catherine's Church, completely silent. They said I didn't speak for 6 months. When I finally did, I couldn't remember anything before that day. Not my name, not where I came from, nothing. They named you Lucy. One of the nuns did. She said I reminded her of St. Lucy because of my eyes. She looked up at Katherine. But sometimes, late at night, I hear a different name in my head. It sounds like Lily. Katherine's hand trembled as she reached across the table. She stopped just short of touching Lucy's. May I see your left shoulder? Lucy's eyes widened. Why? Please. Just humor me. Slowly, Lucy pulled down the collar of her shirt, revealing her left shoulder. There, about 2 inches below the collarbone, was a small birthmark in the shape of a star. Katherine let out a sound that was half laugh, half sob. Lily had the same mark, exactly the same place. Lots of people have birthmarks, in the exact same spot, the same shape. Katherine's eyes were bright with tears. The same musical ability, the same nervous habits, and knowing a melody that was never recorded, never shared with anyone. Lucy pulled her collar back up, her expression conflicted. Even if all of that were true, it doesn't mean I'm your daughter. I could just be someone who looks like her, who coincidentally... There are no coincidences like this. Katherine's voice was firm now. But I understand you're scared. This is overwhelming. For both of us. Footsteps on the stairs made them both turn. Michael appeared in the doorway, his hair disheveled from sleep, wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants. It's 3 a.m. What's going on? We're just talking, Katherine said. Thryn. Michael's jaw tightened. Mom, can I speak with you privately? In the hallway. He kept his voice low but urgent. You can't do this to yourself. You're setting yourself up for more pain. What if she's telling the truth? What if she really doesn't know? Then she needs psychiatric help. Not false hope from you. He ran a hand through his hair, frustrated. I'm calling Dr. Morrison in the morning. You need to talk to someone. I'm not crazy, Michael. I didn't say you were. But you're vulnerable, and people take advantage. She's not taking advantage. Katherine's whisper was fierce. She's as confused as I am. Maybe more. Back in the kitchen, Lucy had moved to the window, staring out at the dark gardens. When Katherine returned alone, she didn't turn around. He thinks I'm a con artist. He's protecting me. It's what he does. Katherine joined her at the window. He was only 7 when Lily disappeared. It affected him differently. He built walls. And you built a shrine. Lucy's words weren't cruel, just observant. The lilies, the preserved bedroom, the photographs everywhere. Is that wrong? No, it's love. Lucy finally looked at her. In the orphanage, I used to watch other kids get adopted. They had parents who loved them so much they'd do anything to bring them home. I always wondered what that felt like, to be loved like that. Katherine's heart broke. You were loved. You are loved. If you're Lily, but what if I'm not? Lucy's voice rose slightly. What if I'm just Lucy Parker, orphan? Nobody special. And we're both imagining connections that aren't there. What happens then? Then we deal with it, Katherine said simply. But we owe it to ourselves to find out the truth. How? There are tests. DNA tests. They can tell us for certain. Lucy was quiet for a long moment. And if the test says I'm not her, then I'll have made a friend who plays piano beautifully and reminds me that hope isn't foolish. Katherine managed a small smile. But if the test says you are her, then Lucy Parker never really existed. There was fear in her voice. And I don't know how to be anyone else. You wouldn't have to be anyone else. You'd just be more complete. The sky was beginning to lighten outside, deep blue fading to gray. Lucy turned back to the window, and when she spoke again, her voice was barely audible. There's something I haven't told you. Sometimes, when I look at you, I feel this ache in my chest, like I've been missing you for a very long time, and it terrifies me because I don't understand it. Katherine moved closer but didn't touch her. I've felt that ache every day for 20 years, every single day. The pendant you wear, Lucy said suddenly. Can I see it? Katherine lifted the golden key from beneath her collar. Lucy reached out with trembling fingers and touched it, the moment she did. Her knees buckled. Katherine caught her, lowering them both to the floor as Lucy gasped for air, her eyes wide and unseeing. I see a little girl. She's playing piano. A woman. You're teaching her. You're laughing. She's wearing this pendant. You put it around her neck and say," Lucy's voice changed, becoming almost childlike, "My little butterfly. This key opens all the music in the world." Katherine was crying openly now, holding Lucy close. Yes, I said that. I gave it to her on her 6th birthday." Lucy blinked, coming back to herself, and found herself in Katherine's embrace. For a moment, she stiffened. Then, slowly, she relaxed into it. It felt like coming home to a place she'd never been, or maybe to a place she'd been trying to find her whole life. "I'm scared," Lucy whispered. "Me too," Katherine whispered back. "But we'll figure this out together." When Michael came back down an hour later, he found them asleep on the kitchen floor, Katherine's arm around Lucy, both their faces streaked with tears. Something in his chest cracked as he looked at them. A memory surfaced, hazy and old. Lily crying, him holding her hand, promising he'd always protect her. He'd broken that promise, and he wasn't sure he could survive if this turned out to be real. Robert Miller arrived at the Caldwell mansion 3 days later. He was 60 years old with salt and pepper hair, and the kind of face that had seen too much but still managed to be kind. Katherine had called him personally, and he'd agreed to take the case without hesitation. They met in Katherine's study, a room Michael rarely entered. Lucy was upstairs, still uncertain about her place in the house. Guest, employee, or something else entirely. "I appreciate you coming on such short notice," Katherine said, pouring him coffee. "I've been following missing persons cases for 40 years, Miller said, pulling out a worn leather notebook. "Yours was one that always bothered me. 7-year-old girl vanishes in broad daylight from a crowded market. No witnesses, no leads, nothing. Until now. Maybe." He studied her carefully. "Mrs. Caldwell, I need you to understand something. The mind can play tricks when we want something badly enough. It creates patterns where there might not be any. I know what you think this is," Katherine said quietly. "A desperate woman grasping at straws. But I'm not imagining this, Mr. Miller. That melody could have been heard somewhere, overheard maybe, years ago. The subconscious is powerful." Then explain the birthmark, the mannerisms, the way she twists her hair. Miller made a note. "I'll need to see Lucy, talk to her, and I'll need access to her records from the orphanage." Saint Catherine's. She was brought there 20 years ago, the day after Lily disappeared. His pen stopped moving. "The day after. That's what she told me." Miller's expression shifted slightly. After 4 decades of investigations, he knew when a detail mattered. "That's quite a coincidence. That's what I thought." A knock on the door interrupted them. Michael entered without waiting for permission, his expression hard. "Mom, I need to talk to you." "Michael, this is Robert Miller. He's going to help us." "Help us what?" "Chase ghosts." Michael's voice was sharp. "I did some research, Mr. Miller. You've worked on dozens of missing persons cases. How many of them ended with someone miraculously showing up 20 years later?" 3, Miller said calmly. "Out of several hundred. It's rare, but it happens. 3 out of hundreds. Those are terrible odds." "Better than 0, Katherine interjected. Michael turned to his mother, his frustration barely contained. "Aunt Rebecca called. She's worried about you. She thinks you're being taken advantage of." "Rebecca doesn't understand." "No. Mom, you don't understand. This Lucy Parker shows up out of nowhere, plays some song. She didn't show up out of nowhere. I hired her. And that some song is something only Lily knew. You can't know that for certain. Maybe you hummed it once. Maybe Lily taught it to a friend who taught it to someone else. There are a million possibilities that don't involve..." "Involve what, Hope?" Katherine's voice rose. "God forbid I have hope, Michael." The room fell silent. Miller cleared his throat. "If I may," he said gently, "the way to resolve this is through facts, DNA testing, investigation of Lucy's background, cross-referencing timelines. Let me do my job, then we'll know for certain." Michael's jaw worked. "Fine, but when this falls apart, I don't want to hear I told you so." He left, slamming the door behind him. Katherine sank into her chair, suddenly exhausted. "He's scared." "Of course he is," Miller said. "He's been living with a ghost for 20 years. The idea that she might be real is terrifying. Will you still help me?" "Mrs. Caldwell, I've made a career out of finding the truth. Whatever that truth is, you deserve to know it." He stood. "Now, I'd like to meet Lucy." Lucy was in the garden, pulling weeds from a flower bed she had no memory of planting. The physical work helped quiet her mind, which had been spinning since that night in the kitchen. "Mrs. Parker." She looked up to find a man she didn't recognize standing on the path. Katherine was with him, her expression hopeful and anxious at once. "This is Robert Miller. He's a private investigator. I've asked him to look into your background." Lucy stood, brushing dirt from her knees. "You're investigating me." "I'm investigating the truth," Miller said. "With your permission, I'd like to ask you some questions, and I'd like to visit St. Catherine's. Talk to anyone who might remember when you arrived there." Lucy felt her chest tighten. "What if you find something I don't want to know? Then you'll deal with it. But not knowing is worse, isn't it?" She thought about that. The nightmares that woke her gasping. The holes in her memory that felt like open wounds. The sensation of always searching for something she couldn't name. "Yes," she said quietly. "Not knowing is worse." They spent the next hour on the patio, Miller asking questions while Katherine listened. Lucy told him everything she could remember, waking up at St. Catherine's with no memory of before. The nun who named her, the brief adoption that failed, the series of jobs that never felt like home. "Did anyone ever try to find your family?" Miller asked. "The police filed a report, but I had no identifying information. No one ever came looking for me." She paused. "At least, that's what they told me." Miller made a note. "I'll need to see those police reports. And I'll need a DNA sample from both you and Mrs. Caldwell. How long will the results take?" "About a week. Maybe less if I call in some favors." After Miller left, Lucy found herself alone in the garden again. She heard footsteps and turned to find Michael approaching. His expression was unreadable. "Can we talk?" he asked. "If you're here to tell me I'm a fraud, I'm here to tell you I remember something." He sat on the garden bench, staring at his hands. "I was 7 when Lily disappeared. I thought I'd forgotten her face, her voice, everything. But last night, I had a dream." Lucy sat beside him waiting. "We were in this garden. She was showing me a butterfly she'd caught in her hands. She was so gentle with it, telling me we had to let it go because butterflies need to be free." His voice roughened. "When she opened her hands, the butterfly flew away, and she turned to me and said, 'See, Mikito, even when you love something, sometimes you have to let it go.'" Lucy felt tears prick her eyes. "Mikito?" Michael looked at her sharply. "What?" "That name. I heard it in one of my flashbacks. A little girl calling someone Mikito." She pressed her hand to her chest. "Why does that name hurt?" "Because that's what Lily called me. No one else. Just her." They sat in silence, both wrestling with the impossible. Finally, Michael spoke again. "I need you to understand something. If you are my sister, if this is real, I don't know how to process that. I built my whole life around the fact that she was gone, that I failed to protect her. You were 7 years old enough to pay attention, old enough to notice something was wrong." His hands clenched into fists. "The day she disappeared, there was a man. He smiled at me, said something about being a friend of my mother's. I didn't think anything of it. I should have. Michael, so if you're Lily, you need to know I don't deserve a second chance. And if you're not Lily, you need to understand that I can't watch my mother go through this pain again. Either way, someone's going to get hurt." Before Lucy could respond, a car pulled up the driveway. A woman in her early 50s stepped out, perfectly dressed, her expression a mix of concern and something else Lucy couldn't quite read. "That's my Aunt Rebecca," Michael said, standing. "Mom's sister." Rebecca approached with a warm smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Michael, darling, I came as soon as I could. Where's your mother?" "Inside." Rebecca's gaze landed on Lucy, and something flickered across her face too quickly to catch. "And you must be the new housekeeper, Lucy, is it?" "Yes, ma'am." "How lovely." Rebecca's smile widened. "I do hope you're treating my sister well. She's been through so much. Very fragile, vulnerable to manipulation. The word hung in the air like a threat. Lucy felt her stomach turn. There was something about this woman, something that made her skin crawl, but she couldn't explain why. "I would never manipulate anyone," Lucy said quietly. "Of course not, dear." Rebecca patted her arm in a gesture that felt more like a warning. "I'm sure you're just doing your job, nothing more," as Rebecca swept into the house. Michael leaned close to Lucy and whispered, "Welcome to the family politics." But Lucy barely heard him. She was too busy trying to understand why every instinct in her body was screaming at her to run. Robert Miller worked fast. Within 3 days, he'd visited St. Catherine's orphanage, interviewed staff members who'd been there 20 years ago, and pulled every record he could find when he called Katherine with his findings. His voice carried a weight that made her heart race. "I'm coming over," he said. "You'll want to hear this in person." Katherine, Michael, and Lucy gathered in the study. Rebecca had invited herself, claiming she wanted to support her sister through this difficult time. She sat closest to Katherine, her hand resting protectively on her sister's arm. Miller spread documents across the desk. On September 15, 2005, a girl approximately 7 years old was brought to St. Catherine's orphanage by a security guard who found her wandering near the church, completely disoriented. She had no identification, no memory, and severe trauma-induced amnesia. "That proves nothing," Rebecca interjected. "Sadly, lost children turn up all the time," Miller continued, ignoring her. September 15, 2005 was the day after Lily Caldwell disappeared. The physical description matches. Brown hair, hazel eyes, approximately 3.5 feet tall, around 50 pounds. Katherine's breath caught. Lucy sat perfectly still, her hands gripped together so tightly her knuckles were white. The examining doctor noted several interesting details. Miller pulled out a medical report. The child had no external injuries, but showed signs of acute psychological trauma. She couldn't speak for the first 6 months. When she finally did, she had no memories prior to being found. The doctor also noted, he looked up at Lucy, a distinctive star-shaped birthmark on the left shoulder. The room went silent. "May I see it?" Miller asked Lucy gently. Lucy's hands trembled as she pulled down her collar, revealing the mark. Miller compared it to a photograph from Lily's medical records that Katherine had provided. "It's identical," he said. "Same size, same location, same shape. Birthmarks can be similar," Rebecca said, but her voice had lost some of its confidence. "In the exact same spot, the exact same shape." Michael spoke up, his skepticism wavering. "What are the odds of that?" "Astronomical," Miller admitted. "But there's more. I spoke to Sister Margaret, who was working at St. Catherine's when Lucy arrived. She remembered the case vividly because the girl would wake up screaming every night for months. She'd cry for her mama, but couldn't say who that was. And she had an unusual habit." "What habit?" Katherine asked, her voice barely a whisper. "She'd hum a melody, always the same one. Sister Margaret said it was the most beautiful, haunting tune she'd ever heard. She tried to find sheet music for it, thinking maybe it would help the girl remember, but she never could, because apparently it didn't exist anywhere." Lucy's face had gone pale. "Butterfly notes," she whispered. "What did you say?" Rebecca's voice was sharp. "That's what the song is called," Lucy said, looking at Katherine. "I don't know how I know that, but I do. Butterfly notes." Katherine covered her mouth with her hand, tears streaming down her face. "That's what Lily called it. She made it up when she was 6, and that's exactly what she named it." "This is absurd." Rebecca stood abruptly. "You're all feeding into each other's delusions. The girl probably heard about this case, researched it, learned about the song somehow." "How?" Michael challenged his aunt. "The song was never recorded, never written down. Mom never played it for anyone after Lily disappeared." "So how would Lucy know it?" Rebecca's face flushed. "I don't know, but there has to be a rational explanation, Katherine. You can't seriously believe—" "I took DNA samples from both Lucy and Mrs. Caldwell," Miller interrupted. "The lab is running them now. We'll have results in 5 days." 5 days, Katherine repeated, looking at Lucy. "In 5 days, we'll know for certain." Lucy stood suddenly, her chair scraping against the floor. "I need some air." She fled the room before anyone could stop her. Michael found her 20 minutes later in the old rose garden behind the mansion. She was sitting on a stone bench, her head in her hands. "You okay?" He sat beside her, maintaining a careful distance. "No." Her voice was muffled. "Nothing about this is okay. If the test says I'm not Lily, your mother's heart will break. If it says I am Lily, then everything I thought I knew about myself is a lie. Not a lie, just incomplete." Lucy looked up at him. "What if I don't want to be Lily? What if I can't live up to this perfect little girl? Everyone's been mourning for 20 years. Lily wasn't perfect," Michael said quietly. "She was stubborn. She threw tantrums when she didn't get her way. She once put a frog in my bed because I wouldn't let her play with my toys." He smiled at the memory. She was a real kid, with flaws and everything. But she was loved. She is, whatever the DNA says. That won't change. He paused. "But Lucy Parker deserves to be loved too. For who she is, not who she might have been." Lucy wiped her eyes. "You're being surprisingly nice to me. I thought you hated me." "I don't hate you. I'm just," he struggled for words, "scared. I've spent 20 years convinced I failed to protect my sister. If you're her, then I get a second chance I don't deserve. If you're not, then my mother's hope dies, and I'll have to watch her break all over again. And if I am her," Lucy asked, "what happens to Lucy Parker? Does she just stop existing? She becomes part of the whole picture." Michael looked at her seriously. 20 years of experiences, struggles, survival. That's not nothing. That's who made you strong enough to find your way back home. If this is home, there's one way to find out." He stood, offering his hand. "Come with me." He led her through the mansion to a wing she hadn't explored yet. At the end of a long hallway, he stopped in front of a white door. "Mom keeps this room locked. She comes in here every day, but no one else is allowed." He pulled a key from his pocket. "She gave me this years ago, in case something happened to her and someone needed to access it. I've never used it. Maybe we shouldn't." "We should." He unlocked the door and pushed it open. Lucy stepped inside and felt her knees go weak. It was a child's bedroom, perfectly preserved. A small bed with a white lace canopy, shelves lined with books and stuffed animals, a desk with crayons and half-finished drawings, and on the walls, dozens of photographs. A little girl with chestnut curls and hazel eyes, smiling at the camera, playing piano, blowing out birthday candles, hugging a younger Michael. Lucy moved through the room as if in a trance. She picked up a stuffed rabbit, worn from years of hugging, and something inside her chest cracked open. "Mr. Flopsy," she whispered. Michael froze. "What?" "His name is Mr. Flopsy, because he has floppy ears." She clutched the rabbit to her chest, and suddenly she was 7 years old again, crying because she couldn't find him. And her mother, Katherine, was telling her it was okay. They'd find him together. They always did. "Oh, God," Lucy gasped, the memories flooding back like a dam breaking. "The market. We were buying apples. You wanted the red ones. But Mom said green were better for pies. And then there was a man," he said. "He said he had puppies in his van. And I loved puppies, so She couldn't finish. She was shaking so hard Michael had to steady her. "I remember," she whispered. "I remember all of it. The van, the duct tape over my mouth, being so scared. And then nothing. Just waking up in a strange place with strangers telling me I was safe. But I didn't understand because I couldn't remember why I'd been unsafe." Michael's own hands were shaking as he guided her to sit on the small bed. "We need to tell Mom." "Not yet." Lucy clutched Mr. Flopsy tighter. "I need to process this. I need to understand what it means. It means you're Lily, but I'm also Lucy. I can't just erase 20 years of my life. The orphanage, the family who rejected me, every job I worked, every friend I made, that was real too." "Then you're both," Michael said simply. "You're Lily, who became Lucy, who's finding her way back to being whole." A sound at the door made them both turn. Katherine stood there, Rebecca behind her. Katherine's face was wet with tears. "You remember," Katherine said. It wasn't a question. Lucy stood, still holding the rabbit. "I remember you singing to me at night. I remember the smell of your perfume. I remember calling you Mama, and you calling me your little butterfly." Her voice broke. I remember loving you so much it hurt." Katherine crossed the room and pulled Lucy into her arms. 20 years of grief, hope, and love poured out of both of them. Michael turned away, his own eyes burning, but Rebecca stood in the doorway, her face twisted with something dark and desperate. "This is madness," she hissed. "Katherine, you're being manipulated. Can't you see? She's read the case files. Get out," Katherine said, not releasing Lucy. "Get out of my house, Rebecca. I'm your sister, and I'm asking you to leave now." Rebecca's mouth opened and closed. Then, with a look of pure hatred directed at Lucy, she turned and stalked away. In the silence that followed, Lucy whispered against Katherine's shoulder, "Why does she hate me so much?" "I don't know," Katherine murmured, stroking Lucy's hair. "But it doesn't matter. You're home now. You're finally home." Michael watched them, and for the first time in 20 years, he let himself believe it might actually be true. Robert Miller had been an investigator long enough to know when someone was hiding something, and Rebecca Caldwell was definitely hiding something. Her reaction to Lucy's memories had been too visceral, too desperate. Most people confronted with overwhelming evidence would feel shock, confusion, maybe even joy. But Rebecca had shown rage, so he started digging. It took him 2 days to access old bank records, calling in favors from contacts who owed him. What he found made his blood run cold. On September 13th, 2005, 2 days before Lily disappeared, Rebecca Caldwell had withdrawn $200,000 in cash from her personal account. The withdrawal had been flagged as unusual by the bank, but ultimately approved. Miller cross-referenced the date with police reports, credit card statements, anything he could find. Then he discovered something else. A series of phone calls between Rebecca's number and a burner phone in the weeks leading up to Lily's disappearance. He traced the burner phone. It had belonged to a man named Thomas Blake, a low-level criminal with a rap sheet including theft, assault, and fraud. Blake had died 12 years ago in what was ruled an accidental fall from a construction site, but the circumstances had been suspicious enough that some investigators suspected foul play. Miller dug deeper into Blake's life. In a storage unit Blake had rented under a false name, discovered only after his death, police had found a box of personal effects. Among them were letters that had never been entered into evidence because at the time, no one knew what case they related to. Miller pulled strings. He got access to those letters. What he read made him sick. Katherine was in the garden with Lucy, teaching her, reacquainting her, with the names of all the roses. Lucy's memories were coming back in waves, some clear, some fragmentary. She remembered this garden, but also remembered it being different, bigger, maybe, through a child's eyes. "The yellow ones are peace roses," Katherine was saying. "Your father planted them the year you were born. I remember him," Lucy said softly. Not his face clearly, but his laugh. It was big and warm, and it made me feel safe. "He would have loved to see you now, to know you made it back to us." Lucy was about to respond when Miller's car screeched into the driveway. He got out moving fast, his face grim. "Mrs. Caldwell, I need to speak with you and Michael immediately, privately." Something in his tone made Katherine's stomach drop. "Lucy, I'll wait here," Lucy said, though her face showed worry. Inside the study, Miller didn't sit down. He paced, clutching a folder like it might explode. "I found something bad." He looked at Katherine. "I need you to prepare yourself. Just tell me," Katherine said. Michael stood behind his mother's chair, his jaw tight. Miller opened the folder and spread out bank statements, phone records, and photocopies of letters. 2 days before Lily disappeared, Rebecca withdrew $200,000 in cash. She'd been in phone contact with a man named Thomas Blake, a criminal with a history of violent offenses. Katherine's hand flew to her mouth. In Blake's effects, police found letters. They were never connected to Lily's case because Blake died before anyone made the link. Miller's voice was hard. "But I made the link. These letters are correspondence between Rebecca and Blake, and they detail a plan." "What kind of plan?" Michael's voice was barely controlled. Miller handed him one of the letters. Michael read it, his face going white, then red, then white again. "She paid him to kill Lily," he whispered. "Our aunt paid a criminal to murder my sister." Katherine made a sound like she'd been punched. No, that's not possible. Rebecca would never. Read it yourself. Michael thrust the letter at her. Catherine's hands shook as she read. The money will be transferred as discussed. $200,000. Half now, half when the job is done. Make it look like an accident. The family is already fracturing. This will be the final blow. Make sure there's no way to trace it back. The girl is 7. She'll be easy to manage. Just get her away from the market and do what needs to be done. No mistakes, Blake. I can't have any mistakes. When Katherine falls apart, I'll be there to pick up the pieces, and eventually, everything she has will be mine. Destroy this letter after reading. Or see, Katherine dropped the letter like it was on fire. She wanted to kill my baby. My own sister wanted to kill my daughter. But Blake didn't do it, Miller said. According to another letter found in his effects, one he apparently wrote but never sent. He couldn't go through with it. He wrote, I took the kid like you wanted, but I couldn't do the rest. I got kids of my own. I'm not a monster. I left her at an orphanage where someone will find her. The trauma should keep her quiet. Consider the job done. Don't contact me again. He had a conscience, Michael said bitterly. Lucky us. Blake died 12 years ago in a suspicious accident. I'm guessing Rebecca made sure he couldn't talk. Miller closed the folder. The question is, what do we do now? We go to the police, Michael said immediately. With what evidence? Letters that were found in a dead man's storage unit, bank records that show a large withdrawal but no proof of what it was for, phone records to a burner phone. Miller shook his head. A good lawyer will shred this in court. We need more. We need Rebecca to incriminate herself. How? Katherine asked, her voice hollow. We confront her, but carefully with witnesses, on record. Miller looked between them. But first, you need to tell Lucy. She has a right to know who tried to have her killed. Lucy took the news better than Katherine expected. Or maybe she was in shock. She sat on the garden bench, staring at nothing, while Katherine explained everything Miller had found. Your Aunt Rebecca, Katherine's voice cracked, paid someone to kidnap and murder you because she was jealous, because she wanted the family fortune. But he didn't kill me, Lucy said flatly. He dumped me at an orphanage instead, which means I spent 20 years alone, afraid and damaged because my aunt wanted me dead. I'm so sorry, Katherine whispered. Don't apologize for her. Lucy's voice had gone cold. She made her choices, but I need to hear her say it. I need to look her in the eyes and hear her admit what she did. That's dangerous, Michael warned. She's already desperate. Who knows what she'll do if she knows we're onto her? Then we need to be smart about it, Miller said. We record everything. We get her confession. Then we take it to the police, and it becomes part of a larger pattern of evidence. Lucy stood, her jaw set. Set it up. I want to face her. That night, Lucy couldn't sleep. She wandered the mansion, running her fingers along walls she half remembered, through rooms that felt familiar and foreign at once. She ended up at the piano. She sat down and played butterfly notes. But this time she didn't stop. She let the melody evolve, adding new sections. Darker harmonies, resolutions that hadn't existed before. It was the same song, but grown up, matured, like her. She was so absorbed she didn't hear the footsteps until it was too late. Beautiful, Rebecca's voice made Lucy jump, but also very dangerous. Lucy spun around. Rebecca stood in the doorway, backlit by the hallway light. She looked different somehow, wilder, more desperate. You shouldn't be here, Lucy said, keeping her voice steady. This is my family's home. I have every right to be here. Rebecca stepped into the room. But you don't. You're an interloper, a ghost that should have stayed buried. You tried to have me killed. Rebecca's laugh was brittle. So Katherine told you. I wondered when she'd figure it out. She was always too trusting, too naive. Why? Lucy stood, putting the piano bench between them. I was 7 years old. What did I ever do to you? You existed. Rebecca's composure cracked. You and your perfect little life, your perfect mother, your perfect family. Do you know what it's like to watch someone have everything you wanted while you got nothing? To be the spare, the afterthought, the one nobody chose. So you decided to murder a child. I decided to take what should have been mine. Rebecca's eyes were wild now. The money, the house, the respect. Katherine didn't deserve it. She didn't appreciate it. But I would have. You're insane. No, I'm practical. And I would have gotten away with it if Blake hadn't been weak. If he'd just done what I paid him to do, none of this would be happening. She took a step closer. But he failed. And now you're back. Ruining everything again. Lucy backed toward the door, her heart pounding. Stay away from me. Or what? You'll run, you'll tell. Rebecca laughed again. Who's going to believe you? A confused orphan with false memories and a desperate family enabling your delusions? I believe her. Both women turned. Michael stood in the doorway, his phone held up, recording. Behind him, Katherine and Miller appeared. And I've got every word you just said on video, Michael said coldly. Rebecca's face went through several emotions. Shock, fear, rage, before settling on a kind of manic determination. You think that matters? You think a recording will save you? She reached into her jacket. Rebecca, don't, Katherine screamed. But Lucy saw it before anyone else could react. Not a gun, but a syringe. The same kind Blake must have used on her all those years ago. Rebecca lunged. Lucy dove to the side, crashing into the piano. The keys jangled discordantly. Michael rushed forward and tackled Rebecca, sending the syringe flying across the floor. Call the police! Miller shouted, restraining Rebecca as she thrashed and screamed. It should have been me. It was supposed to be me. I deserved it all. Katherine held Lucy as they waited for the sirens. Lucy was shaking, but not from fear, from rage, from 20 years of stolen life, from the realization that family could be the most dangerous monster of all. It's over, Katherine whispered. She can't hurt you anymore. But as they watched Rebecca being led away in handcuffs, still screaming about what she deserved, Lucy wasn't sure it would ever truly be over. Some wounds went too deep for simple justice. The days after Rebecca's arrest passed in a blur. Police interviews, lawyer consultations, reporters camped outside the mansion gates. The story had leaked. Local socialite arrested for attempting to murder niece 20 years ago. And the media frenzy was relentless. But through it all, Lucy remained strangely quiet. She moved through the house like a ghost, touching things, remembering things, but not speaking much. Katherine watched her with growing concern, wanting to help but not knowing how. She's in shock, Doctor. Morrison told Katherine after examining Lucy. Her brain is processing 2 decades of trauma all at once. The kidnapping, the memory loss, the revelation about Rebecca. It's overwhelming. Will she be okay? Physically, yes. Emotionally, the doctor shrugged. That depends on her. Some people break under this kind of pressure. Others find a way to integrate it and become stronger. We won't know which until she works through it. But Lucy wasn't working through anything. She was shutting down. Michael found her in Lily's old bedroom 3 days after the arrest, sitting on the small bed, staring at nothing. You've been here for hours, he said gently. I don't know who I am anymore, Lucy whispered. Every time I think I've figured it out, something else shifts. Am I Lily? Am I Lucy? Am I just some broken thing caught between both? Michael sat beside her. What does your gut tell you? My gut says I'm tired. Tired of remembering. Tired of not remembering. Tired of feeling like I'm disappointing everyone by not being whoever they need me to be. You're not disappointing anyone. Yes, I am. Lucy finally looked at him. Your mom looks at me and sees her 7-year-old daughter, but I'm not 7. I'm 27, and I've lived a completely different life than the one she remembers. Every time I don't react the way Lily would have, I can see the hurt in her eyes. Mom loves you, both versions of you. Does she, or does she love the idea of me? Lucy stood, pacing. I can't even take a DNA test without freaking out, because what if it says I'm not Lily? What if all these memories are just my brain trying to please people? What if I'm just Lucy Parker, orphan, nobody, who wanted so badly to belong somewhere that I invented an entire identity? That's not what's happening. How do you know? Her voice rose. How can anyone know for sure until that test comes back? The DNA results were due the next day. The lab had called to confirm they'd be delivered by courier at 2 p.m. Tomorrow we'll know, Michael said. One way or another, we'll know the truth. And what if the truth destroys everything? Michael didn't have an answer for that night. Lucy had the worst nightmare yet. She was 7 years old, at the market with her mother. But this time, she could see everything clearly. The man approaching, his smile that didn't reach his eyes, the way he said he had puppies in his van. She could see herself following him. Excited and naive, could see her mother turning away for just a second to pay for apples, could see the man's hand close around her wrist, too tight, as he led her away. The van, the duct tape, the terrible, suffocating fear. But then, the dream shifted. She was in the orphanage, and Rebecca was there, standing in the shadows, watching her with those cold eyes. "You should have died," Rebecca said. "You were supposed to die." Lucy tried to scream, but no sound came out. She tried to run, but her legs wouldn't move. She was 7 years old and trapped, and no one was coming to save her because no one remembered she existed. She woke up screaming. Katherine burst into the room, followed by Michael. They found Lucy curled into a ball, sobbing so hard she couldn't breathe. "I can't do this," Lucy gasped. "I can't remember anymore. It hurts too much." Katherine climbed onto the bed and pulled Lucy into her arms, rocking her like a child. "I'm here. I'm here. You're safe." "I'm not safe. I'll never be safe again." "She took that from me. She took everything from me." "No." Katherine's voice was fierce. "She took 20 years, but she doesn't get to take your future. She doesn't get to take who you are now." "Who am I now?" Lucy's voice was small, broken. "You're brave. You're a survivor. You're someone who lost everything and still found the strength to keep going." Katherine pulled back to look at her. "Whether you're Lily or Lucy or both, you're extraordinary, and I'm proud of you." Those words broke something open in Lucy's chest. She cried harder, but this time it felt different. Cleansing, maybe, like poison draining from a wound. Michael stood in the doorway, his own eyes wet, and for the first time understood what it meant to have a sister. Not the memory of a 7-year-old he'd failed to protect, but this fierce, damaged, beautiful woman who'd survived hell and was still fighting to find herself. The DNA results arrived at 2:03 p.m. the next day. They gathered in the study, Katherine, Michael, Lucy, and Robert Miller as a witness. The courier handed over the sealed envelope and left. Katherine held it in shaking hands. "Who wants to open it?" "You should," Lucy said. "This is your answer more than mine." "No." Katherine handed the envelope to Lucy. "This is about you, about who you are. You should be the one to open it." Lucy stared at the envelope like it might bite her. Inside was the truth she'd been searching for her entire life. But suddenly, she wasn't sure she wanted it. "What if it says I'm not her?" she whispered. "Then we figure out why you have all these memories and connections," Katherine said. "And you're still welcome here, because I care about you. Not just because you might be Lily, but because of who you are right now." Lucy looked at Michael, who nodded, at Miller, who gave her an encouraging smile. She opened the envelope. Inside were several pages of technical jargon, charts and numbers. But at the top of the first page, highlighted in yellow, was a single conclusion. Probability of maternity, 99,097%. The tested mother cannot be excluded as the biological mother of the tested child. Beneath it, a second test result. Probability of siblingship, 99,95%. The tested individuals cannot be excluded as biological siblings. Lucy's hands trembled so badly the papers scattered to the floor. She looked up at Katherine, tears streaming down her face. "It's true. It's all true. I'm Lily." Katherine let out a sound that was half sob, half laugh, and pulled Lucy into her arms. Michael dropped to his knees, picking up the scattered papers with shaking hands, reading the results over and over to make sure they were real. "You're my sister," he whispered. "You're really my sister." Lucy reached for him, and suddenly all three of them were holding each other, crying and laughing and trying to process 20 years of grief and hope finally resolved. Miller quietly excused himself, wiping his own eyes as he left. He'd worked hundreds of cases, but very few had endings like this. For the next hour, they just sat together, not talking much, just being together as a family for the first time in 2 decades. Finally, Lucy spoke. "I need to tell you something. About the 20 years I was gone." "You don't have to," Katherine started, but Lucy shook her head. "I do. Because those years matter. They made me who I am. She took a deep breath. I was adopted once. Did I mention that? I was 14. The family seemed nice. They had 2 biological kids, and they wanted to give back by adopting an older child. What happened? Michael asked. I had nightmares. Bad ones. I'd wake up screaming. I'd sleepwalk. I'd have panic attacks over things I couldn't explain. Lucy's voice was steady now. After 6 months, they brought me back to the orphanage. Said they couldn't handle my issues, that they needed to focus on their real children. Katherine made a pained sound. I spent the rest of my childhood believing I was broken. Too damaged to love. Too much trouble to keep. Lucy looked at Katherine. But now I understand. I wasn't broken. I was traumatized, and that family wasn't equipped to help me heal. I should have found you, Katherine said. I should have looked harder. You couldn't have known where to look. Blake made sure of that. Lucy squeezed her mother's hand. But I found my way back. Maybe not the way we would have chosen, but I'm here now. And you're staying, Michael said firmly. No more being sent away. No more being alone. Lucy smiled through her tears. I'm staying. As the sun set outside, painting the study in golden light, the Caldwell family began the slow process of healing. They had a long road ahead. Legal battles, therapy, learning to be a family again. But for the first time in 20 years, they were whole, or almost whole. Lucy looked down at the DNA results still scattered on the floor. One question still nagged at her. Mom, she said quietly, when can we visit Rebecca? Katherine and Michael both looked at her in surprise. Why would you want to see her? Michael asked. Because I need to understand. I need to know why she hated me so much that she was willing to destroy so many lives. Lucy's jaw set. And I need her to see that she failed, that I survived, that love won. Katherine studied her daughter's face and saw not the 7-year-old she'd lost, but the 27-year-old she'd found, strong, determined, unbroken. Then we'll go, Katherine said, together, as a family. The courthouse was packed. News of the Caldwell case had spread like wildfire. Woman arrested for orchestrating niece's kidnapping 2 decades ago. Every seat was filled with reporters, curious onlookers, and people who'd followed missing children cases for years. Rebecca Caldwell sat at the defendant's table in an orange jumpsuit. Her once perfect hair now streaked with gray and pulled back severely. She looked smaller somehow, diminished, but her eyes still held that hard glint when they landed on Lucy. Lucy sat between Katherine and Michael in the front row, her hands clasped tightly in her lap. She'd dressed carefully that morning. A simple navy dress, her hair pulled back, minimal makeup. She wanted Rebecca to see her, really see her. Not as the 7-year-old she'd tried to erase, but as the woman who'd survived. All rise, the bailiff called. Judge Maria Henderson entered, a stern woman in her 60s who'd seen every kind of evil humanity had to offer. She sat, surveyed the courtroom, and nodded to the prosecutor. The state versus Rebecca Ann Caldwell, she began. The defendant is charged with conspiracy to commit murder, kidnapping, child endangerment, and obstruction of justice. How does the defendant plead? Rebecca's lawyer, a slick-looking man named Martin Ross, stood. Not guilty, Your Honor. My client maintains her innocence on all charges. A murmur rippled through the courtroom. The evidence was overwhelming. Bank records, phone logs, letters, Rebecca's own recorded confession. A not guilty plea seemed absurd. But Ross had a strategy. Lucy could see it in his confident smile. The prosecutor, District Attorney Sarah Chen, presented her case methodically. The bank withdrawal, the phone calls to Thomas Blake, the letters detailing the plan, Blake's counter letter admitting he'd taken Lily but couldn't kill her. And most damning, Chen said, we have video evidence of the defendant threatening the victim and admitting to orchestrating the kidnapping. She played the recording from that night. Rebecca's voice filled the courtroom. I decided to take what should have been mine. If Blake had just done what I paid him to do, none of this would be happening. The jury, 12 men and women from all walks of life, leaned forward, riveted. Then it was the defense's turn. Ross stood, buttoning his jacket. Ladies and gentlemen, my client is not a monster. She's a woman who has suffered from severe mental illness for decades. She was jealous of her sister. Yes, resentful, certainly. But the prosecution would have you believe she's a cold-blooded killer based on letters written by a dead criminal and a recording made during a moment of extreme emotional distress. He painted a picture of Rebecca as a victim herself, unloved, overlooked, driven to delusion by years of living in Catherine's shadow. He suggested the letters could have been forged by Blake to extort money, that the recorded confession was the ranting of a woman having a breakdown, not an admission of guilt. As for the victim, Ross glanced at Lucy. We have a young woman with convenient amnesia who suddenly remembers being Lily Caldwell just in time to inherit a fortune. How do we know she's not a sophisticated con artist? Yes, DNA confirms she's related, but that doesn't prove intent to harm. My client may have made mistakes, but murder, kidnapping, these are serious charges that require serious proof. Lucy felt her chest tighten. He was twisting everything, making her sound like the criminal. Katherine gripped her hand. Don't listen to him. The truth will come out. Chen stood for rebuttal. The defense wants you to believe this is all coincidence, that Rebecca Caldwell just happened to withdraw $200,000 2 days before her niece disappeared, just happened to be in contact with a known criminal, just happened to have letters detailing a murder plot, and just happened to threaten the victim with a syringe when confronted. She walked toward the jury. How many coincidences do we need before we call it a pattern? Before we call it what it is? Premeditated attempted murder. Over the next 2 days, witnesses testified. Bank managers, phone company representatives, police officers who'd investigated Blake's death and found it suspicious. Sister Margaret from St. Catherine's, who testified about the traumatized girl who'd appeared 20 years ago with no memory and a star-shaped birthmark. Then came Robert Miller. He laid out his investigation methodically, showing how he'd connected the dots, the timeline, the evidence, the pattern of behavior that pointed to one conclusion. Rebecca Caldwell had paid to have her niece killed, and when that failed, had lived in fear for 20 years that the truth would surface. And surface it did, Miller said, when Lily, now known as Lucy, unknowingly returned to the home she'd been stolen from. Finally, it was time for victim impact statements. Katherine went first. She approached the stand with dignity, though Lucy could see her mother's hands trembling. Rebecca is my sister, Katherine began, her voice steady. I loved her. I trusted her. And while I was searching desperately for my daughter, crying myself to sleep every night, wondering if Lily was cold, hungry, scared, or dead, Rebecca knew exactly where she was, and she did nothing. Katherine turned to look directly at Rebecca. You didn't just take my daughter. You took 20 years of her life. Her 8th birthday, her first day of school, her graduation, her first heartbreak, every milestone, every moment that makes up a childhood. You stole all of it. And for what? Money, jealousy, pride? Rebecca stared back, her face impassive. But worst of all, Katherine continued, her voice breaking, you made my daughter believe she was unloved, unwanted, broken. You created wounds that will take years to heal. And for that, I will never forgive you. Katherine returned to her seat, and Michael stood. His statement was shorter, angrier. I was 7 years old when my sister disappeared. 7? I spent 20 years believing I'd failed to protect her, that her death, because we all thought she was dead, was somehow my fault. I built my entire life around that guilt, around those walls I put up to never feel that kind of pain again. His voice shook with rage. You did that? You made a 7-year-old boy believe he was responsible for his sister's murder, and you sat at our family dinners, at our holidays, pretending to care, while you knew the truth all along. That's evil. Pure evil. Then it was Lucy's turn. She walked to the stand, her legs shaking. Every eye in the courtroom was on her. She could feel Rebecca's gaze burning into her. She stood at the microphone and took a deep breath. I don't remember you, Aunt Rebecca. Not from before, but I remember the fear. I remember being 7 years old and terrified, duct tape over my mouth, not understanding why this was happening. I remember waking up in strange places with strange people. My memory's gone, feeling like I'd lost something precious but not knowing what. Her voice grew stronger. I spent 20 years feeling broken, feeling like there was something wrong with me, because no family wanted to keep me, because I had nightmares I couldn't explain and fears I couldn't name. Every time someone rejected me, every time I felt alone, Every time I wondered why I wasn't worth loving. That was you. You did that." She stepped closer to the witness box, her eyes locked on Rebecca's. "But you know what? You failed. You wanted me dead, and I'm alive. You wanted me forgotten, and I was found. You wanted to destroy my family, and we're stronger than ever. Everything you did, every horrible thing you planned, it all failed." For the first time, Rebecca's composure cracked, her face twisted with rage. "You should have died," she screamed. Standing up, "You were supposed to die!" The courtroom erupted. The bailiff rushed forward as Rebecca lunged toward Lucy, but guards restrained her. "I paid good money. I did everything right, but that idiot Blake couldn't even kill one little girl." Rebecca was shrieking now. "All pretense of innocence gone. And now you're back, ruining everything, taking what should be mine." "Ms. Caldwell," Judge Henderson's gavel slammed down. "Control yourself or be removed." But Rebecca was beyond control. "I should have done it myself. I should have found you and finished what Blake started. You're a mistake. A walking, breathing mistake." Martin Ross was trying to pull his client down, whispering urgently, but Rebecca shook him off. "I'm not sorry. You hear me? I'm not sorry for anything. You never deserved to live." The judge nodded to the guards. "Remove the defendant." As Rebecca was dragged away, still screaming, Lucy stood perfectly still. She didn't cry, didn't react, just watched as the woman who'd tried to erase her existence was removed from the room. When silence finally returned, Judge Henderson looked at Lucy with something like admiration. "Ms. Caldwell, you may step down." Lucy returned to her seat. Katherine and Michael wrapped their arms around her. "You were so brave," Katherine whispered. The jury deliberated for less than 2 hours. Guilty on all counts. Judge Henderson didn't hesitate with sentencing. "Rebecca Caldwell, you have been found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, kidnapping, child endangerment, and obstruction of justice. You have shown no remorse, no humanity, and no regard for the life of an innocent child. This court sentences you to 35 years in prison without possibility of parole." The gavel came down with finality. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed. Lucy, Katherine, and Michael walked through them together, saying nothing, letting their unity speak for itself. In the car on the way home, Lucy finally spoke. "It's over. It's over," Katherine confirmed. But even as they drove away, Lucy couldn't shake the image of Rebecca's face, twisted with hatred and rage. Some wounds, she was learning, took more than justice to heal. The weeks after the trial were strange. The media circus gradually died down, reporters finding new tragedies to exploit. The mansion, which had been under siege, finally found peace again. But inside, the real work was just beginning. Lucy, she still thought of herself as Lucy more often than Lily, moved her few belongings from the small staff room into her old childhood bedroom. Katherine had offered to redecorate, to make it more age-appropriate, but Lucy asked her not to. "I need to remember both versions," she explained. "The child I was, and the woman I became. This room is the bridge between them." She kept Mr. Flopsy on the bed, but added her own touches. Books she'd collected over the years. A photograph of Sister Margaret who'd been kind to her at the orphanage. A coffee mug from her favorite diner where she'd worked as a waitress. The room became a physical representation of her dual identity, past and present. Coexisting, Dr. Morrison recommended therapy, both individual and family sessions. The first session was awkward, all three of them sitting on a couch in a stranger's office, not sure where to start. "Tell me about your expectations," Dr. Patricia Wells said. She was in her 50s, with kind eyes and a no-nonsense demeanor. "Katherine, what do you expect from Lily now that she's home?" Katherine's answer came quickly. "I just want her to be happy, to feel safe, to know she's loved." "And you, Lily, what do you expect from your mother?" Lily, hesitated. "I don't know. Part of me wants her to fill this void that's been there my whole life, but another part knows that's impossible. I'm not 7 anymore. The mother-daughter relationship we could have had, that's gone. We have to build something new." "That's very insightful," Dr. Wells said. "And Michael, where do you fit in this?" Michael had been quiet, staring at his hands. "I'm the one who failed her once. I'm trying not to fail her again. You were 7 years old, Dr. Wells said gently. You didn't fail anyone. Tell that to the kid who watched his sister disappear and didn't say anything about the weird man at the market. His voice was bitter. I remembered eventually I saw Blake talking to us. Something felt wrong, but I ignored it because Mom said we weren't supposed to talk to strangers, and I thought that meant I shouldn't even think about them. Lucy reached for his hand. Michael, you were a child. You couldn't have known. But I should have. No. Her voice was firm. Rebecca is the only one responsible for what happened. Not you, not Mom, not even Blake, really. He was just her weapon. This is on her, and only her. The tears Michael had been holding back for weeks finally fell. Lucy pulled him close and Katherine joined them. The three of them tangled together on that therapist's couch, grieving what they'd lost while trying to accept what they'd found. Katherine made changes to the mansion. She had the heavy burgundy curtains removed and replaced with sheer white ones that let in light. The perpetual lilies disappeared, replaced with fresh flowers of all kinds. She began playing piano again, filling the house with music for the first time in 20 years, and she planted a new garden. It's a butterfly garden, she explained to Lucy as they knelt in the dirt together, planting milkweed and coneflowers. Your father and I always meant to make one, but we never got around to it, I thought. Now might be the time. Lucy carefully tucked a plant into the soil. Tell me about him, Dad. I remember pieces, but not enough. Katherine sat back, her hands dirty, a smile softening her face. James was the kindest man I ever met. He wasn't perfect. He left his socks everywhere and couldn't cook to save his life. But he loved with his whole heart when you were born, he cried. Just stood there holding you, tears streaming down his face, saying you were the most beautiful thing he'd ever seen. How did he die? Heart attack, 10 years ago. Sudden. He was only 48. Katherine's voice grew quiet. Part of me was almost relieved. He'd spent 10 years searching for you, refusing to give up, and it was destroying him, at least in death. He found peace. Do you think he knows that I'm back? Katherine looked up at the sky, squinting against the sun. I'd like to think so. I'd like to think he's been watching over you this whole time, keeping you safe until you could find your way home. They worked in comfortable silence for a while. Then Lucy asked, what was I like before? Spirited, stubborn, creative? Katherine laughed. You had this way of tilting your head when you were thinking really hard about something, like you were trying to see the problem from a different angle. You did that just now, actually, when you were planting that flower. Lucy touched her head, suddenly aware of the gesture. I still do that. Some things survive, Katherine said softly. Even when everything else is taken away, certain essential parts of who we are remain. Michael threw himself into a new project, establishing legal identity for Lucy. She'd lived as Lucy Parker for 20 years with documents to prove it. But she was legally Lily Caldwell, who'd been declared dead in absentia 8 years ago. The paperwork was a nightmare. We need to resurrect Lily Caldwell legally, the lawyer explained. Then we need to merge that identity with Lucy Parker's existing documentation. It's unusual, but not impossible. What name will I use? Lucy asked. That's up to you, Michael said. You can be Lily Caldwell, Lucy Parker, or some combination. Lucy thought about it for days. Finally, she made her decision. Lily Parker Caldwell, she announced at dinner one night. Lily for who I was born as. Parker to honor who I became. Caldwell for the family I've come home to. Katherine's eyes filled with tears. It's perfect. The legal name change was finalized 3 weeks later. Lily Parker Caldwell officially existed. With her new identity came inheritance. The Caldwell fortune was substantial, and as the daughter of James and Katherine, Lily was entitled to her share, but money felt complicated. I don't want it, she told Michael when he tried to explain her trust fund. What do you mean you don't want it? I spent 27 years with nothing. Survived just fine. This money feels like compensation for suffering, and I don't want to be compensated. I want to do something meaningful with it. Michael leaned back in his chair, studying her. What did you have in mind? I'm not sure yet, but something that helps kids like me, kids who fell through the cracks. The idea grew over the next few weeks. Lily researched, consulted with social workers, visited orphanages and foster care facilities. She saw the gaps in the system, Children with trauma and no resources to heal. Teenagers aging out with nowhere to go. Kids like her who'd lost everything and needed someone to believe in them. "I want to start a foundation," she told Katherine and Michael one evening. The Butterfly Foundation. It would provide therapy, education, and support for children who've experienced trauma, especially those with memory issues or attachment disorders. "It's brilliant," Katherine said immediately. "But it's a huge undertaking," Michael added. "You'd need funding, staff, facilities." "I have funding, my inheritance, and I was hoping—" Lily looked at Michael hopefully. "You might help with the business side. You're good at that stuff." Michael felt something warm expand in his chest. His sister was asking for his help. Really asking, not out of obligation, but because she valued his skills. "Yeah," he said, his voice rough with emotion. "Yeah, I'll help." The Butterfly Foundation became their shared project. Michael handled legal structure and funding. Katherine used her society connections to gain support and donations. Lily worked with therapists and social workers to develop programs. 3 months after the trial, they held their first fundraiser, a charity gala at the mansion. The same people who'd gossiped about Katherine's obsession now praised her strength. The same reporters who'd sensationalized the trial now covered the foundation's mission. Lily stood at the microphone looking out at a sea of faces. She wore a simple black dress, her hair down, the golden key pendant at her throat. Katherine had given it back to her the day her legal name was finalized. 20 years ago, I was stolen, she began. Not just from my family, but from myself. I lost my memories, my identity, my sense of belonging, but I survived, and now I want to help others survive too. She told her story. Not all of it, but enough. The orphanage, the failed adoption, the years of wondering who she was and where she belonged. The moment she played that piano and something inside her awakened. "Trauma doesn't define us," she said, "but how we respond to it does." The Butterfly Foundation exists to give traumatized children the resources to not just survive, but thrive, to transform pain into purpose, to help them find their wings. The applause was thunderous. Donations poured in, more than they'd hoped for, more than enough to fund the first year of operations. As the party wound down, Lily found herself in the butterfly garden. Now in full bloom, butterflies flitted among the flowers, their wings catching the moonlight. Katherine joined her. "Your father would be so proud. I wish I remembered him better. You have time to get to know him through stories, through the foundation. You're doing exactly what he would have done." Katherine slipped her arm around Lily's waist. "He believed in second chances, in the power of love to heal. You're living proof of that." A butterfly landed on Lily's outstretched hand. She held perfectly still, watching its delicate wings open and close. "Do you know what butterflies symbolize?" she asked. "Transformation, rebirth, also resilience. They go through complete metamorphosis, literally dissolving in their cocoons before rebuilding themselves into something new." Lily watched as the butterfly took flight. They don't go back to being caterpillars. They become something entirely different, but both versions are essential to who they are. Katherine understood. Lily and Lucy. Exactly, Lily smiled. "I'm not trying to erase Lucy or reclaim Lily. I'm trying to become someone new, someone who honors both." Lily Parker Caldwell, she agreed. They stood together in the garden, mother and daughter, watching butterflies dance in the moonlight. Both of them finally, at peace. 6 months after the trial, the Butterfly Foundation opened its doors. The facility was a renovated Victorian house on the outskirts of town. 3 stories of warmth and light, with therapy rooms, classrooms, art studios, and a music room that Lily had designed herself. The backyard had been transformed into a replica of Katherine's butterfly garden, a safe space where children could find peace. On opening day, Lily stood on the front porch watching families arrive. Her first cohort, 12 children, ages 7 to 17, all with histories of trauma, some from foster care, some from abusive homes, 2 from orphanages, just like her. "Nervous?" Michael asked, coming to stand beside her. "Terrified," she admitted. "What if I can't help them? What if I'm not enough?" "You're not supposed to be enough all by yourself." That's why we have therapists. Teachers, mentors. He nudged her shoulder. You're not trying to save them. You're just giving them a place to save themselves. The first child through the door was a 10-year-old boy named Marcus. He'd been in 7 foster homes in 3 years, each placement failing because of his behavioral issues, which really meant trauma responses no one had helped him process. He looked at Lily with suspicious eyes. You're the lady from the news, the one who got kidnapped. That's me, Lily said, kneeling to his level. And you're Marcus, right? I hear you like drawing. Who told you that? Your file? It says you drew pictures of your social worker as a dragon. She grinned. I think that's pretty creative. Despite himself, Marcus smiled. She wasn't very nice. Well, we're going to try to be nice here. And if we're not, I want you to tell me, okay? This is your space too. Marcus considered this, then nodded. Okay. Over the next few weeks, Lily watched as the children slowly opened up, some faster than others. There was Emma, 14, who'd been trafficked and rescued, who sat in the music room for hours not playing anything, just being near the instruments. There was 7-year-old Sophia, who hadn't spoken since witnessing her father's murder. And there was James, named after Lily's father, coincidentally, a 16-year-old who'd aged out of foster care and had nowhere to go. Lily spent time with each of them, not as a therapist, but as someone who understood. She taught piano to those who wanted to learn. She sat in silence with those who weren't ready to talk. She shared her own story, bit by bit, showing them that survival was possible. One afternoon, she found Marcus in the butterfly garden, watching the insects with fascination. Did you know butterflies can't see their own wings? He asked without looking at her. I didn't know that, but everyone else can. Everyone else sees how beautiful they are. He was quiet for a moment. My mom used to say I was beautiful before she died. Lily sat beside him on the bench. How old were you when she died? 6. I don't remember much about her. Just pieces. The way she smelled, her laugh. He picked at the grass. Sometimes I wonder if I'm making her up, if she was real at all. She was real. The fact that you remember anything means she left an impression on your heart that won't fade. Lily pulled out her phone and showed him a photo of Katherine from 20 years ago. I lost my memories of my mom when I was 7. For 20 years. I didn't remember her, but she was still real, still loving me, even though I couldn't remember. Did it hurt when you remembered? Yes, but it also healed something, like a broken bone finally being set properly. She looked at him. Your mom loved you, Marcus. And even though she's gone, that love doesn't disappear. It stays with you. It's part of what makes you beautiful. Marcus's eyes filled with tears. Nobody's called me beautiful since she died. Then they weren't looking hard enough, he cried then. And Lily held him while butterflies danced around them, oblivious and perfect. The foundation gained recognition quickly. Local news covered their opening, then regional, then national. Lily gave interviews, always careful to focus not on her story, but on the children they were helping. Katherine used her restored social standing to attract donors and supporters. She hosted fundraisers, spoke at charity events, and personally called every wealthy family she knew. The woman who'd spent 20 years as a ghost in her own home had found purpose again. Michael transformed the family business. He redirected a portion of Caldwell and Associates' profits to the foundation and established partnerships with other organizations working to help vulnerable children. The company that had been just about money became about meaning. 4 months after opening, Lily received a call that changed everything. Mrs. Caldwell, this is Detective Sarah Walsh from the Chicago Police Department. I've been following your case, and I believe you might be able to help us with something. What kind of help? We have 3 cold cases. Children who went missing between 2003 and 2007. Same age range as you were, same general circumstances. We always suspected they were connected, but we could never prove it. Walsh paused. Given what came out about your aunt and Thomas Blake, we're wondering if there might be a larger pattern. If Blake worked with Rebecca, he might have worked with others. Lily felt her blood run cold. You think there are more children out there? We think it's possible. And with your experience, your story getting national attention, we thought, maybe someone would come forward. Someone who knows something. Lily discussed it with Katherine and Michael that night. It could open old wounds. Katherine warned. Put you back in the spotlight. But if there are other families out there still wondering, still hoping, Lily's jaw set. I have to try. They drafted a public statement. Lily recorded a video that Detective Walsh distributed to media outlets. My name is Lily Parker Caldwell. 20 years ago, I was kidnapped by a man named Thomas Blake at the behest of my aunt, Rebecca Caldwell. I survived. I came home, but there may be others who weren't as fortunate, or who are still out there, waiting to be found. She gave details. Blake's appearance, his methods, the time frame. She urged anyone with information to contact authorities. If you were taken as a child and don't remember your life before, if you have unexplained trauma or memories that don't fit, if you've ever wondered where you really came from, please reach out. You might not be alone. Your family might still be looking for you. The video went viral. Within a week, they had over 300 tips. Most were dead ends. Well-meaning people who saw patterns where there were none, but some were promising. A woman in Oregon who'd been found wandering at age 8, 2004, with no memories. A man in Florida who'd always felt disconnected from his adopted family and had dreams similar to Lily's. A girl in Texas who'd been left at a hospital, comatose in 2006. Detective Walsh coordinated with agencies across the country. DNA tests were run, families were contacted, investigations reopened. 3 months later, they had their first match. The woman in Oregon, Sarah Mitchell, now 29, was confirmed to be Melissa Hartman, missing since 2004. Her parents had never stopped searching. The reunion was covered by every major news outlet, and Sarah credited Lily's video with giving her the courage to get tested. I always knew something was wrong, Sarah said in interviews, but I didn't know how to find my way back until Lily showed me it was possible. 2 more children were identified and reunited with their families over the next year. Each reunion brought tears, joy, and the bittersweet acknowledgement of time that could never be recovered. The foundation expanded. They added a division specifically for helping people with missing memories, offering resources, DNA testing assistance, and support for families navigating reunification. Lily's butterfly garden became a memorial, not just for those lost, but for those found. Each reunited family planted a tree, creating a forest of second chances. 1 year after the foundation opened, they held an anniversary celebration. The house was full of children, families, donors, and supporters. Lily moved through the crowd, exchanging hugs and smiles. Still amazed that this was real, she found Katherine in the music room, standing by the window, watching butterflies in the garden. You did this, Katherine said softly. All of this. You took your pain and transformed it into something beautiful. We did this, Lily corrected. You, me, Michael, we're a team. Your father would be so proud. Katherine turned to her daughter. I'm so proud. Lily hugged her mother, breathing in that familiar gardenia scent a year ago. That smell had triggered memories she couldn't understand. Now it just meant home. Michael found them there, holding champagne glasses. They're asking for speeches. I hate speeches, Lily groaned. Too bad. You're the founder. Come on. The 3 of them stepped out onto the porch where everyone had gathered. Lily took the microphone, looking at all the faces. Children who'd found hope, parents who'd found their lost kids, staff who'd dedicated themselves to healing. A year ago, I didn't know who I was, she began. I was caught between 2 identities, 2 lives, uncertain of where I belonged. But I've learned something important. We're not defined by what was taken from us. We're defined by what we do with what remains. She gestured to the garden. Butterflies go through metamorphosis, a complete transformation. They don't fight it. They surrender to it, trusting that something beautiful will emerge. That's what we're doing here. Not fighting our traumas, but transforming them, using them as fuel to become something new. She raised her glass. To metamorphosis, to second chances, to finding our wings. To wings, the crowd echoed, as the sun set over the butterfly garden. Lily stood between her mother and brother, surrounded by the family she'd built, both blood and chosen, and knew that she'd finally become whole. Not Lily or Lucy, but both. Not broken or fixed, but transformed. A butterfly with wings that finally knew how to fly, Spring arrived with an explosion of color. The gardens at both the mansion and the foundation burst into bloom, and butterflies filled the air like living confetti. It had been exactly 1 year since Lily had returned home. Or rather, since Lucy had discovered she was Lily. The distinction mattered less now. The anniversary celebration was planned for the afternoon, but the morning belonged to family. Lily woke early, as she often did, and made her way to the piano. The house was quiet, peaceful in a way it never had been during those first chaotic months. She sat at the bench and began to play. Butterfly notes flowed from her fingers, but it was different now. She'd added new movements, new harmonies, layers of complexity that 7-year-old Lily could never have imagined. The melody had grown up with her, evolved, transformed. "I never get tired of hearing that," Katherine said from the doorway. She wore a silk robe and held 2 cups of coffee. "I was trying not to wake you." "You didn't. I've been up for an hour." Katherine handed her a cup and sat beside her on the bench. "Nervous about today?" "A little. It feels significant, like we're marking something important." "We are. 1 year since you came back to us." Katherine's fingers traced the piano keys without making sound. "Do you know what today is? Besides the anniversary?" Lily shook her head. "It's the day I stopped counting." Katherine's voice was gentle but firm. "For 20 years, I counted every day you were gone. Every Wednesday, I bought lilies. Every September 14th, I marked another year of loss. But today, I start counting differently. Today is day 1 of the rest of our lives together." Lily felt tears prick her eyes. "Mom, I'm not saying we forget the past, but we don't let it define our future anymore." Katherine smiled. "You taught me that. You, with your foundation, and your strength, and your refusal to be just a victim. You showed me that transformation is possible." They sat in comfortable silence, sipping coffee as dawn light filtered through the sheer curtains. "I got a letter from Rebecca," Lily said quietly. Katherine's hand stilled. "When?" "Last week. I didn't want to tell you until I'd decided what to do about it." "What did she say?" "She wants to see me. Says she has something she needs to tell me before." Lily paused. "She's sick. Cancer, stage 4. The doctors give her maybe 6 months." Katherine's face showed conflicting emotions. Anger, grief, something that might have been pity. "Are you going to go?" "I don't know. Part of me thinks she doesn't deserve my time. She tried to have me killed. She stole 20 years of my life." Lily set down her coffee cup. "But another part of me remembers something you said once. Holding on to hatred is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die." "I said that. In therapy. About 3 months ago." Katherine smiled sadly. "I must have been having a good day. So what do I do?" "That's entirely up to you, sweetheart. Whatever you decide, Michael and I will support you." The celebration that afternoon was everything Lily had hoped for. The foundation's gardens were full of children, families, and supporters. Marcus, now 11, had taken charge of organizing games. Emma played piano for a crowd of enchanted listeners. Sophia, who'd been silent when she arrived, now chatted animatedly with other children. Robert Miller came, looking proud and a little emotional. "You've done something remarkable here," he told Lily. "I've worked hundreds of cases, but this is the best outcome I've ever seen. Thank you for finding the truth," Lily said, hugging him. "Without you, I'd still be lost. You found your own way home. I just pointed you in the right direction." Sarah Mitchell, formerly Melissa Hartman, arrived with her parents. The reunion Lily's video had sparked had been featured in documentaries, talk shows, and news programs worldwide. Sarah had become an advocate for missing children, working alongside Lily to help others. "Look what we started," Sarah said, gesturing at the crowd. "All these people, all these families finding hope." "We're just butterflies," Lily replied. Using their shared metaphor, "We emerged from our cocoons, and now we're showing others they can too." As the sun began to set, Lily took the microphone for her speech. She looked out at the assembled crowd. So many faces that had become dear to her over the past year. "When I was 7 years old, I disappeared," she began. "When I was 27, I was found. But the 20 years in between weren't wasted. They were preparation. Every hardship, every rejection, every moment of pain. It all made me someone who could do this, Who could stand here and say, transformation is possible? She saw Katherine and Michael in the front row, holding hands, both crying openly. My mother never stopped looking for me. My brother carried guilt that wasn't his to carry. And when I came back, we didn't just resume the life we'd lost. We built something new. We became a family not because of blood, but because we chose each other every single day. She gestured to the children scattered throughout the garden. These kids are choosing too. Choosing to heal, to hope, to become something more than their traumas. And every day they make that choice. They grow stronger wings. Her voice grew stronger. To everyone who's ever felt lost, broken, or forgotten, you are not defined by what was done to you. You are defined by what you do next. And if you choose transformation, if you choose hope, if you choose to spread your wings, there's no limit to how far you can fly. The applause was deafening. Children ran up to hug her. Parents thanked her through tears. Staff members congratulated her. But Lily's eyes were on her family, Katherine, Michael, and even Robert Miller, who'd become like an uncle. This was her true victory. Not the foundation, not the recognition, but the love she'd found and built that evening. After everyone had gone home, Lily sat in the butterfly garden with a pen and paper. She'd made her decision about Rebecca. Dear Rebecca, I'll come see you, not because you deserve it, and not because I forgive you. Forgiveness isn't something I can offer yet, and maybe never will, but I'll come because I choose not to let hatred define me. I'll come because you're dying, and everyone deserves the chance to make peace before the end, even if that peace is just within themselves. I'll come because I'm strong enough now to face you without fear. I'll come to show you that you failed, that everything you tried to destroy is thriving, that love won. I'll come once, and then I'll say goodbye. Lily Parker Caldwell. She sealed the letter and set it aside. Tomorrow she'd mail it the day after. She'd visit the prison, and then she'd close that chapter forever. Michael found her there, sitting among the flowers in the twilight. Big day, he said, settling beside her. Big year. You know what I realized today? Michael looked up at the darkening sky. For 20 years, I defined myself by losing you. I built my entire personality around that loss. But now I get to define myself by having you back, by being your brother, and that's so much better. You're a pretty great brother, you know. I'm working on it. He smiled. So what's next for the unstoppable Lily Caldwell? I don't know. Keep building the foundation. Help more families. Maybe write a book. People keep asking. She leaned her head on his shoulder. Live. Just live. Sounds like a good plan. They sat in comfortable silence, watching as the last butterflies of the day flitted among the flowers, preparing to rest. Katherine joined them, carrying a small box. I have something for you both. She opened it to reveal 2 golden pendants, musical keys, just like the one Lily wore, but these had different initials engraved. MC for Michael, KC for Katherine. I had them made, Katherine explained. So we all have one, a family set, keys to all the music in the world, just like I told you when you were 6, Lily. Lily fastened her mother's pendant around her neck, then Michael's. They stood together, 3 golden keys glinting in the moonlight. We're complete, Katherine whispered. We're complete, Lily agreed. A butterfly landed on Lily's outstretched hand, a monarch, orange and black, its wings perfect and strong. It rested there for a moment, as if acknowledging her before taking flight. Lily watched it disappear into the darkening sky and felt something inside her finally settle, not the frantic searching that had defined her childhood, nor the aching emptiness of her years as Lucy, but something new, peace. She was Lily, who'd been taken. She was Lucy, who'd survived. She was Lily Parker Caldwell, who'd transformed pain into purpose, loss into legacy, and darkness into light. She was whole. Look, Michael said, pointing upward. The sky was full of butterflies, hundreds of them, maybe thousands, their wings catching the last rays of sunset as they migrated overhead, a river of transformation flowing across the heavens. The Caldwell family stood together in their garden, watching butterflies fill the sky, knowing that some journeys end exactly where they need to. Some lost children find their way home. Some broken families heal. And some butterflies, after emerging from the darkest cocoons, spread wings so beautiful they take your breath away.